And thank you for joining me as I continue my discussion about Jeffrey Epstein. If you're wondering why he's so important, he was so important because of what he did, and not just with some of the top people from all over the world. We're talking about heads of states. We're talking about royal families, the heads of many religious orders, as well as entertainers and people from all over the world. That wasn't what made him so important. What makes him important to me, because all those things would have been inconsequential, but what makes it important to me is while he was doing that, he abused children in order to control these people. That is why it should be important to everyone. And the amount of abuse, the level of abuse was so heinous that it should be reprehensible to everyone who ever hears about it. Now, I'm sure that you know by now that the United States Department of Justice released over 3 million documents about Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the problem that we have is so many of them were redacted, but there were a lot of documents that showed things that really, it totally blows my mind that people were involved in these types of activities with children. Now, first of all, let's look at Jeffrey Epstein and let's look at the timeline. Jeffrey Epstein opened Little St. James Island in 1998. And so his island stayed in operation until he was arrested in 2019. So we had 21 years that this person took children and allowed the heads of states, allowed royal people in the royal families, some of the top people in the world to abuse little children just so that he can control them. That's the part that makes it more heinous than anything. Not that he was dealing with these people, but how he dealt with those people and the abuse of children. What gets all of us right now is that no one has been arrested except Jeffrey Epstein and his partner, Ghislaine Maxwell. Now, they have pictures, they have emails, and as much documentation as you can possibly have of all of these people who abuse children, and no one has been held accountable. That's why people all over the world are questioning what happened on this island, why it was allowed to happen for 21 years. And let's take a look at some of the things and some of the people involved. Now, one of the things, look at how many U.S. presidents allowed this to happen. And a lot of people are like, well, Donald Trump did so-and-so, and why didn't Donald Trump? Let me just make this perfectly clear. This started in 1998, and look at the presidents that were in office while this was going on, and each one of them knew about it. As a matter of fact, if you go and you look at the Department of Justice, their website where they have the Epstein files, you will see President Bill Clinton in these documents a tremendous amount of times, yet nothing ever happened to him with it. They didn't bring charges against him. No one did anything. And Bill Clinton was president a long time ago. So since Bill Clinton was president, we've had 4 other presidents that said it was okay. And then I'm not going to implicate other presidents because I haven't gotten to that part yet. I am personally going through all of the Epstein files, and as I get through them, I will explain things to you, and I will then reveal what I've learned. Now, I've heard so many people talk about all of the people that are involved. We're talking about entertainers. We're talking about all of these heads of state. We're talking all of these people from royal families all over the world. These people were involved in doing the most despicable things that you can ever imagine to children. I will continue to tell you information as I learn new things, and I'm going to post things that come from the Department of Justice's website so that you can understand why it is. And the most important thing, if you'll look at some of the emails that came out of this, look at some of the things that they said about children. They use terminology, and I'm going to give you the terminology, the explanation for the terminology. Make sure that you understand this, because as we get into other files and other documents from the Department of Justice, you'll know what they're talking about when they say pizza. And you see all of these entertainers making jokes at all of these award ceremonies about them having pizza parties. And you know, it was so strange to most of us because adults don't have pizza parties, and this is what pizza means. Look at this. I will continue, as I said, I will continue to give you information about Jeffrey Epstein and all of the things that happened on his island, as well as the people who were involved, people that you would just be totally shocked about. Anyway, thank you for joining me, and please stay tuned. This is just my first episode. I'm going to continue to talk about it, and please make sure that you come back and listen to what I have to say. Thank you.